The U.S. National Park System covers over 85 million acres of land. It is a place of beauty, of solitude, and of nature. But for some, it is a trap. There is a statistic that the National Park Service doesn't like to talk about. Since the founding of the parks, thousands of people have vanished without a trace. They don't just get lost. They don't just fall off cliffs. They simply cease to exist. Investigators have noticed disturbing patterns. Children found tens of miles away in terrain that special forces couldn't navigate. Brightly colored clothing found folded neatly next to vanished owners. And a terrifying phenomenon known as the silence. Welcome to the Darkest Files TV. Today, we are investigating the top 5 creepiest disappearances in national parks. We begin at number 5 with a case that defies the laws of physics. The year was 1952. 2-year-old Keith Parkins was visiting his grandfather's ranch near the Umatilla National Forest in Oregon. One moment, Keith was playing in the yard. The next, he was gone. Now, a 2-year-old child cannot move fast. They stumble, they fall, and they usually start crying within minutes of being alone. But when search teams couldn't find Keith near the house, they expanded the radius. They didn't find him 1 mile away. Or 2. Keith was found 19 hours later, 12 miles away. But the distance isn't the scariest part. To get to where he was found, this toddler would have had to cross 2 mountain ranges, trek through snow, and navigate barbed wire fences in the pitch black of night. Survival experts estimated that for a trained adult male to make that hike in the dark, it would take nearly 20 hours. Keith did it in less time, with tiny legs, no gear, and no light. He was found face down on a frozen pond, alive but unconscious. How did he get there? Did he walk, or was he carried? At number 4, we have the terrifying case of a girl who vanished while people were watching her. In 1981, 14-year-old Stacey Arras rode into the Sunrise High Sierra camp in Yosemite National Park with her father. It's a popular, beautiful spot. After arriving, Stacey wanted to walk down to a nearby lake to take some photographs. Her father sat on a rock, watching her walk down the trail. She was just about 100 feet away. She stepped behind a small cluster of trees, and she never stepped out. When she didn't reappear after a few moments, her father and the rest of the group went to check on her. They found her camera lens cap lying on the ground, but Stacey was gone. A massive search ensued. Dogs were brought in, helicopters, hundreds of volunteers. But here is where it gets strange. The search dogs refused to hunt. They would walk to the spot where she vanished, whimper, and lay down. They couldn't pick up a scent, almost as if she had been lifted straight into the sky. To this day, the National Park Service refuses to release the full case file on Stacey Arras. When investigator David Paulides asked why, he was allegedly told that the case was unusual and releasing the information would harm the integrity of the investigation. 40 years later, what are they hiding? One of the most disturbing aspects of the missing 401 phenomenon is the condition of the evidence found, or rather, the lack of it. Number 3 is the case of Jaryd Atadero. In October 1999, 3-year-old Jaryd was hiking with a Christian group in Colorado. He ran ahead on the trail to play hide and seek. He vanished. For 4 years, there was nothing. No scrap of clothing, no blood, no tracks. Then, in 2003, hikers found his remains. But the discovery raised more questions than answers. His clothing was found 550 feet up a sheer, vertical cliff face, a place impossible for a 3-year-old to climb. But look closely at the clothes. His pants were found inside out. And his shoes? They were sitting there, looking pristine, brand new. After 4 years exposed to harsh Colorado winters, snow, and sun, his sneakers looked like they had been taken out of the box yesterday. If a mountain lion had dragged him there, the clothes would be shredded. If he had fallen, the shoes would be scuffed. Why were his pants inside out? And who, or what, placed his shoes so perfectly on that cliff? Not all disappearances happen in seconds. Some are a slow, agonizing fade into the dark. Number 2 is the heartbreaking story of Geraldine Largay. In 2013, Geraldine was hiking the Appalachian Trail. She stepped off the path to use the restroom, and simply couldn't find her way back. She wasn't miles deep in the wilderness. She was less than 2 miles from the trail. But the woods were so dense, so disorienting, that she became trapped. Geraldine didn't die immediately. She survived for 26 days. We know this because she kept a diary. She wrote to her husband, her daughter. She documented her slow starvation. She even tried to text her husband for help, but the messages never sent due to poor signal. The most chilling part? Search dogs and rescue teams passed within 100 yards of her campsite. They never smelled her. They never saw her. On her final page, she wrote, "When you find my body, please call my husband and daughter. It will be the greatest kindness for them to know that I am dead and where you found me." She was found 2 years later, inside her zipped-up tent. A reminder that you can be vanishingly close to safety and still be lost forever. And finally, at number 1, the case that started the modern obsession with national park disappearances. The Dennis Martin case. It was Father's Day weekend, 1969. 6-year-old Dennis was camping in the Great Smoky Mountains. He planned a prank to jump out and scare his parents. He stepped behind a bush, and the world seemed to swallow him whole. This case introduces us to the Oz factor, a phenomenon reported by many survivors. Before a disappearance, the woods go silent. No birds, no wind, no insects. A heavy, oppressive silence. Minutes after Dennis vanished, a family miles away heard a sickening, unhuman scream. Shortly after, a witness named Harold Key saw a rough-looking man sprinting through the woods, hiding from people, with something slung over his shoulder. The FBI, the National Guard, and even the Green Berets were called in. The largest search in national park history. They found nothing. The Green Berets were heavily armed. Why? What were they looking for? To this day, the files on what the Green Berets found, or didn't find, remain classified. Dennis Martin was never seen again. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but they also keep their secrets. I want to turn this over to you. Do you think these are just tragic accidents, or is there something hunting people in our national parks? Let me know your theory in the comments. I read every single one. Stay safe and stay on the trail.